Hello everyone and welcome to the Action Figuratorium. My name is Mark Major. I am a real big toy collector here in Southeast Portland. Now I did a video recently and I will link to the video in the description. It was called Here Be Dragons. It was basically a tour of all the different action figure dragons that I have collected that are in the Atorium that you can see behind me there. And since that video I have been going through my things and I found a few that I missed, plus I have actually acquired even more since then, including, and check this out, I managed to get one of these. This is from the Dungeons and Dragons people. This came out like 2023 from Hasbro. This was $33 retail. I got this thing new in the box. Here it is. You can see it on the back there. I got this thing new in the box for 20 bucks shipped. And so I haven't looked at it, still fresh, don't know how to even get into the box. We're going to have to start doing some cutting, but we're going to unbox it after I check out the other figures in the collection that I failed to show you guys. And we're going to ask ourselves if Hasbro can do that dragon figure for $33, right? Why can't they do this new Dragonman that they're going to come out with? Who has the name Dragon in his title, right? Dragonman for around the same price. Why do they have to charge $89.99? Or why do they have to charge $200 for Giant Man? It doesn't appear to be anything greater than what's in the box, but we're going to check it out. Also, for the purpose of scale, last time I just kind of grabbed whatever was sort of, on hand, and I got a little bit of flack for that, maybe people want a little bit more production level in their videos. So we're going to be using something from the fantasy realm. We're going to use this Palm Empire made by Coup Model. We're going to be using this Teutonic Knight as our scale buster that we're going to put next to these dragons and just see how he looks. He's a 1/12 figure. If you're into the 1/18 figure, of course, these dragons are going to be even cooler because they're going to appear even bigger. So with that, I would love it if everybody could come together, strap on the leather, and hold on tight. All right, so let me, we're going to take this over to the bench where I've got stuff lined up ready to go. Let's punch up cam 2 and let's cut over. I'm going to walk over there right now and we're going to look and see what we got. So you can see that this is one of these Mega Bloks guys. I have several Mega Bloks dragons, but this guy was just kind of loose. And these guys are pretty cool in that they're swappable parts. Mega Bloks is kind of like a competitor to the Lego people. And you can see this dude's got some crazy wings. Now, obviously, he's not a full-scale dragon compared to our 1/12 guy. And let's get him out. Cool models. Check this dude out. What do you guys think of this guy? He actually comes with a... the helmet comes off, by the way, in case you guys want to see what this thing's like. And I'm backed up pretty far on my camera. I can go in close if you want, but some of the dragons that are coming out next are going to be a little bit bigger, so we're going to keep it at this size. So this guy could be maybe kind of a mount for this thing, or this might be, I don't know if you guys ever read the Dragonlance novels, but they had these sort of dragon men called Draconians, Dragonkin, so this guy could just be kind of a cool sort of dude that he fights. Right, so this is one possibility for people looking for the dragon stuff. Also, he's got this cool red marble inside of him. Then this is also from Mega Bloks, another dragon. Look, this guy's got the fur. This guy's got fur, and he's got the wings, and he's also got some kind of, chains on him. Look, he was $3 at Goodwill. And I don't know that I would pay any more. So this is a cool dude. He's kind of sort of maybe like a white frost dragon. And this again could be maybe a mount for somebody. Someone could ride this thing, but this is pretty well done. Also, look at that. You get a little bit of articulation with the maw there. It opens up. Same thing with this guy. His jaw opens up, swings back the head. A lot of times you find these Mega Bloks dudes used, missing the top part of the head, just the jaw. And if you could find a way to 3D print those, you could get something. Now, just an honorable mention, This is some kind of tchotchke that the old lady found and got for me. This is 3D printed by somebody. You sometimes see ads for these things. But it's a cool little sort of kind of an Asian Chinese dragon sort of thing that, you know, you could flop around. Probably he's got a cool paint job, but I think you could do like a really cool paint job. Anyways, this might be something that just goes into a diorama. I like that. Now, I'm going to show you guys something that I forgot to pull up before. This is old school Mattel. Look at this thing. This is terrible. So this is a dragon, but he's got some features. Also, they gave this guy some fur. Now, I don't like this one because he's got giant paws and a tiny head, but the wings flap on it, you know, flappy. And there's a little trigger underneath that does that. So maybe you did some kind of action figure videos where you put some smoke, some mirrors out, and you could get a little wing flapping and whatnot. I think this guy, to me, is a perfect thing to be customized. Now, he was actually $3.99 at Goodwill, and no one wanted him. Eventually, it was there for so long that it went to half price. I paid $2 for this. Also of note, he does take 2 AA batteries. However, the batteries have been in there so long, they burnt out the machine. He's got a little speaker there, but I do not know what noise he makes, but pretty sure it was terrible. Put that guy away. Now, here's a new addition. Can't wait to show this guy off. Got him recently. Kind of overpaid for him, but that's what you get when you buy dragons. So, same kind of thing. This guy is from the early 2010s. He had batteries inside him as well. 3 AAAs that were burnt out, and also burnt out the sound box on this guy, but he's got the flapping wings. That's a feature, and also the head goes forward, the mouth opens up, and it originally had a light inside. So if this thing ever came back to life, and I don't think it is, this would be pretty cool. But check it out. You've got this dragon here versus this Teutonic Knight. And, you know, if he was any bigger, you wouldn't see much. I'm not saying that this is the kind of thing that, you know, is the be-all, end-all, but you could take and you could repaint, you could customize, you could make this thing look kind of cool. It does look, you know, it is a kid's toy. I'm not going to pretend that this is some sort of, you know, advanced action figure, but it's the right price. It is a dragon. Also, this dude could ride it. It's got a little pegs there. You could put a saddle on it. We're going to move on. We're almost up to the unboxing. Now this, some people are going to complain this is not a dragon, but have you guys ever seen an H.R. Pufnstuf action figure? He technically is a dragon, people. He technically is. There's a little bit of articulation. The head moves, the arms move, the legs move, and there's a little bit of tail movement, but that's it. That's all you get from this guy. I think these guys could be kind of a cool pair. I think this could be like a Sir George and the Dragon, and they go out to bars together. They're like a drinking buddies, that kind of thing. And you tell me which one smokes. But this guy's got kind of terrible posture. I don't know. What do you guys think? Is there potential here? Probably not. All right, so those are dragons that I have in the collection that I missed. Let's pull out this thing now. Let's take a look and see what we get for $20. Remember, if they can sell these things for $33 and some reseller can sell them for $20, how much can they be? All right, I don't even really know where to open this thing. We're just going to go. I do have a scalpel standing by. I don't think it's going to make a difference, though. We're going to cut in from the other side. I don't think there's a way to win with these things. I think no matter where the tape is, you end up being a loser. All right, here we go. Taking the peg out. One more cut of tape. I don't really want to destroy the box, but I also kind of don't care. All right, let's go. Well, we should try to save the artwork, I believe. What happens if I cut this? Was this how they get them so cheap? They spend no money in the packaging. Oh, I'm seeing a tail, people. I'm seeing instructions. Look at this. They give you this with it. Oh, I'm seeing wings. Look at that. That looks cheap. There is no winners in this box. All right, I do think I'm going to try and keep the artwork, though I don't know why. Pretty sure it's trash. All right, here's the way they package this thing, folks. Look at this. Are you one over? I see some. Oh, look at this. They got the big ties. We're going to go knife on the big ties. I'm not going to spend any more time working through this crazy Houdini knots. Who do they think they are? If only we were as smart as the dolphin. All right, we got wings. Look at the size of those dogs. Compared to this, look at that. It's like the size of this guy. Flippers. There's a little box. There's no, you do not get any accessories with this. If you think there's going to be like dragon eggs or some sort of bones for the cave, you're not getting them. All right, so look, it's just kind of this, kind of naked, without the extra pieces. Okay, I like that. I see a ball joint on this. We need to heat this up before we get the wings flapping. There's one. They do not stay. Yeah, this thing's kind of garbage based on the wingage. All right, so the wings are not good as far as movement goes. Rarely do I give out 2 out of 5. This thing is approaching it. Okay, that's a little, it's super heavy when you put the wings on it. All right, there we go. It stabilizes it. Okay, there's a little bit of clicking inside. So, hell no, not reading the instructions. So here's the thing. Let's take out our Teutonic Knight. He does have a shield, but he's here to, he's coming in peace, is what he is. He just happens to have the sword as like a type of a pointer for when he's laying out the contract. So we get a little bit of articulation with the legs, but it's pretty much kind of a cheap tchotchke here. It's kind of a cheap tchotchke of a figure, and I'll kind of put him in profile. How about if he's like this? So for $20, not terrible. I don't know that I would pay any more. I think you could definitely, if you're really kind of a cool customizer type person, I think you could definitely juice this thing up. I think you could add a real cool paint job. They went real basic on it, of course, to keep the price down. The horns is just, I think, printed in a different color of plastic to keep it cheap. It looks like they just put a splash of gray underneath and a splash of some green on the spikies, and the teeth got some white, and they said ship it. They said ship it, but This thing, 33 bucks, you know, for the wings and the tail, 4 legs and the body, and it doesn't do anything cool. It has a terrible stance. It just stands there like an idiot. But you could put a guy on it, right? This could, you know, could this dude ride this thing into battle? This might be his game. Guys, I think we're seeing, see, he holds on with one hand, and then he's kind of does like, you know, that chick from Heavy Metal, kind of does that with the sword. I don't know. What do you guys think of that? Does anybody hate this thing out of the gate? They give it the name Rakor, which seems kind of stupid. I don't know. He must have been from, it says Honor Among Thieves. He must have been from that Dungeons and Dragons movie, which I did not go to see. I actually started watching it. I watched the first 2 or 3 minutes. I saw the guy in the cell, and the barbarian chick came in, and I said, no, this is stupid. And I turned it off. And that's how I watch movies these days. Okay, so let's move on to the next thing that I want to talk about. And we are almost kind of done with this episode. To be honest, I really just wanted to open that box and see what you get. Let's go back to it. Let's check it out one more time. Look at that thing. Look at the dude riding it. The guy riding it kind of makes it, right? Don't you think? I think this is like a riding dragon, not a fighting dragon. No one's going to fight this dragon. This dragon's not fighting anybody. So one of the things that I wanted to talk about was I just want to touch upon big figures scaling with injection molding, specifically because of the 4 horsemen and the dragon that they announced. Let's check that out. If you didn't know about this, I'm letting you guys know. This is a prototype 3D print that they showed off at Legion's Con not that long ago. Technically 11 weeks ago they showed this thing off. This thing is huge. It's beautiful. It's painted amazingly well. Does it pose better than the Honor Among Thieves dragon? God, I would hope so. There isn't a lower bar out there. But again, that thing was 33 bucks list. I got it for $20, dude, including the shipping. So here's the scale of it. Next to, like, you can see the horses and their regular figures, and then there's like a ogre scale dude and a troll guy. Now I have here, let me flip back, right? I got here this dude. His name is Kragnar, and I believe that he is the ogre scale guy. He's from Cosmic Legions, but he scales with some of the bigger dudes from the Mythic Legions. Okay, now if you don't know, right, this thing is a huge hunk of plastic. In my hand here, it is super heavy. This thing falls over all the time. It does not stand up because it does not have a good center of equilibrium. It does have holes for a stand. I have put it on the stand. It falls over on the stand. Anything in front of it, it crushes. If it falls off the shelf, it lands on the ground. There's a good chance that something on this thing could break. Even though the rubber or the plastic, when you heat it up, gets kind of gummy and rubbery, it has a kind of like it's going to break at some point after 3 or 4 times falling off the shelf, right? It is a heavy dog. And if you look at this thing and you look at the size, you know that this dragon is going to be extremely heavy. It does have 4 legs, of course. It's not going to fall over on its own per se, but it could fall off someone's shelf. If it does, there's a good chance that it's so heavy that it's going to break something, probably something it lands on before it breaks. But the thing is that these giant toys like this guy and probably that giant troll thing that you see there, they just don't make for being one huge hunk of plastic. They just don't really, in my opinion, they don't work well because they just fall over as heavy bricks. And so I want to point out the way in which you get around this is you got to make hollow figures. And some people are instantly like giving a thumbs down about this because you're simps and you can't see anything any different. But I'm telling you, check this out. This is a company called Kit Concepts. Now, they have a figure here. It's a dragon, and one of my viewers pointed this out in the comments section of the previous video that this thing exists. 18 inches long from snout to tail, wings stretched to 29 inches, okay? You see this thing, and this is essentially what is a snap kit. It's a type of a model. It's kind of like those Gundam kits, right? And I think that that is really how you got to do these big monsters. Speaking of which, if anybody knows the company SH Figure Arts, they have a sister company called SH Monster Arts, and they also make this exact same figure, but he's kind of a statue figurine type thing that sits on a pedestal. I don't think he's quite this big, but just know that this thing exists. Also, it is in stock. It's only 129 bucks. I was thinking about buying this, but when I got it in the cart, shipping for this thing, because Kit Concept Store, I believe, is maybe Taiwan, somewhere Southeast Asia, and it was 100 bucks to ship. 100 bucks to ship, which is probably a good deal based upon how big this thing is, but I was like, really? Like the whole $279, now it's $129, but 100 bucks shipping, it's like, if they could get this, if the shipping was 30 bucks, I would have bought it. Trust me, it would have been a cool thing just to have. And looks like there's a video of it. It's got a stand, that kind of thing. But to me, it seems like this is the direction you gotta go instead of this. I don't think the whole injection molded one huge piece of heavy, super heavy plastic for a giant figure is the way to go. I feel like it's got to be some kind of a hollow thing, kind of not unlike the Halloween decorations that I showed you guys in the previous video, just pointing out that you could get these skeleton dragons that come out for Halloween. Of course, they're cheap and they're cheeseball, but if it's just something that's on the shelf that you're posing with some other dudes, it could be awesome. And it doesn't take that much because of how cheap they are. Give them some kind of splash of paint, make them glow in the dark, put some kind of, you know, give them that old kind of yellow bone look, put some weird kind of stuff on it, moss, who knows? You can decorate these things because they're so stupid. But that's all I really wanted to say about the scaling of big figures like this. And as much as I really want to get that dragon and it looks super cool, I'm a little worried that it's going to be a big heavy brick and it's going to fall over or something. Who knows? Maybe I'm wrong though. Haven't seen it in person, don't know. Looking forward to when it finally comes out, seeing what the price is going to be, see how many they sell. Probably cover it here. It sounds interesting. Love dragons, as you can see. I've already got probably about 30 in the collection that we've looked at, including HR Puff and stuff. Yes, he is a dragon. He is a dragon, okay? So, I guess I'm going to sign off, but maybe we should bring back this guy, or maybe we shouldn't. Anyways, stay charged, people.